Well, water is persistently falling out of the sky, as does happen when you live on the coast in West Wales. So I'm not going to be able to show you an awful lot of this walk because it's so wet. But anyway, I thought it's probably about time I put out another video. So I've got a few plans for today, got some presents to wrap and some spinning to do. So my plans for today are posting the last of the Christmas presents that should have been posted about 3 days ago, but I think we're on the last posting day today, or maybe it was yesterday. Anyway, I mean, it doesn't matter if they don't get there for Christmas because said people are actually away, so as long as it's there when they come back in the new year, it's fine. And then I've got a bit of actual work that pays the bills to do, so I might share a little bit of that with you. And then spinning, yay! I'm going to sit down and spin some more Lincoln Longwool. I'm getting ready to do some dyeing in the new year with various things. Want to have a go with a bit of madder. So that's what's on the agenda for today. So I have returned to the bungalow and I am draggled. The dog is barking at magpies and the propane gas has just run out. I do have another one, but as it's coming up to Christmas, I really think I need to replace the one that's just run out. So rather than doing my wrapping up, which I really desperately need to do, I'm actually going to go and do that. So I'm going to turn around and go back out again. We are kind of to get the gas, we are on the way to the charity shop, or the charity shop is on the way, actually makes sense. So might have to pop in there, see if they've got anything good. Anyway, next job, propane gas. So my empty bottle of gas is wedged in between the front seat and a pillow. There are, of course, airbags to the side and to the front. So if we were to have a collision, I don't think we're going to, but if we were, then I feel it would be kind of safe and was not in any danger of kind of catapulting anywhere. The dog is secured in her little box, which is safe for dogs to travel in, and I am going to put a seatbelt on. So do not fear that I am sort of transporting highly flammable gas in a car, because it's quite safe and people do it all the time. But I do take precautions and I make sure that the big heavy bottle of gas cannot go catapulting anywhere. And belt and braces, I actually put the seatbelt through the top of the gas bottle so that, again, if we had to have a collision, then it would be securely held in place. So there you go, seatbelt, pillow, and in here we've got the airbags, or yeah, in there I think we've got the airbags, and in the side down there we've got airbags. So not going anywhere, safe to transport. So that's another job ticked off the list. I have to say, putting the big kind of thing of gas back in place was not quite as easy as taking it out, because obviously it's got gas in it. And my back was telling me, you're going to have to start getting these delivered quite soon, aren't you? So yeah, going to have to look for a new supplier of gas, I think. When we moved in, we used to get it from a place called Budget Gas, but then they got taken over even by Calagas. And Calagas are a pain in the bottom, quite frankly. And so I've got one bottle that I get from the just the local shop. Well, it's not the local shop, it's a shop not very far away. The name has just kind of gone out of my head. It's over there somewhere. It'll come back to me. Anyway, the village stores, yeah. So we get it from the village stores, and then Calagas, I have got another Calagas bottle which I can get in Fishguard, and now I think I can also get it in Goodwick. But I think the time has come, or the time is fast approaching, when I need to get it delivered and I think probably I'll go with gas for Wales. We always used to have oil for Wales when we had oil central heating, and we really, they're very good company. Or we thought they were a very good company. Anyway, I seem to be rambling on about gas. What am I doing sat here? All right, okay, you can just see. No, okay. So behind me, there is my Christmas Day frock. So I just bought a new to me frock off Vinted, and that's what I'll probably wear on Christmas Day. I like to put a frock on Christmas Day. I do spend an awful lot of time in jeans, and I actually like wearing skirts and pretty frocks and things. It's just not very practical when you're kind of in and out of the garden and you're kind of walking the dog, and so it is nice to just occasionally put a dress on, which is what that one will be. So it's been through the wash. I'm going to give it an iron in a minute, but it's just in here drying because, of course, it's raining outside still, and it costs an awful lot of money to run the tumble dryer. So we just use the tumble dryer for sheets and for towels because they never dry otherwise, and you get kind of those really horrible musty smelling kind of towels and sheets just because they haven't dried quickly enough. But a dress like that, if I hang it up in here in the conservatory, it'll dry pretty quickly, and then I can iron it, and then my Christmas outfit is complete. I've got a nice little cardie to go with it and a few kind of sparkly earrings and things. So yeah, that's the plan. Right, so what am I doing here? Okay, I am wrapping calendars, and got 2 to be posted, and then the rest of them we're going to see the people, so we'll just give them to them. And this is calendar of Andrew's photography, and I did do a calendar last year that I offered for people to buy, and I sort of toyed with the idea of doing this one, but totally changed my mind. It just, life got a bit busy, and also Andrew has done this like different layout, and I couldn't find this layout in a print on demand calendar. So we could have had these printed and offered them for sale, but then we kind of get into turning the house into a warehouse, and then you've got to ship them, and it's just like blah, blah, blah. So we just went, no, you know what, not going to do them this year. And I'll maybe look at doing something next year. But that's what I'm doing next, is wrapping these up. I've just made a batch of pastry to make some more mince pies. Then got to walk the dog again. And then somewhere in amongst all that, I want to get some spinning done, because I just need to kind of go and relax. Because, it gets a bit hectic this time of the year. I'm sure you're feeling the same. And I just need to get that done, that kind of wrapping up and sending off doing. Oh, and then I'm going to have to go to the post office, and I can walk the dog on the way back. Yeah, it's going to be quite busy. Anyway, I'll get on with this, and I will see you when we are back here for some spinning. Our house was built in the 1960s and most certainly didn't have a fire when it was first constructed. But one of the very first things we did when we moved into this house was to put in a little wood-burning stove. It's about 4 kilowatts, which is more than enough heat. Our whole floor area is about 700 square feet, which is small even by UK standards. I realise compared to places maybe in Australia or America, that's really small, but for us it's absolutely perfect. And sitting by the fire, spinning this lovely Lincoln longwool was just the best way to finish off a lovely day. This time of the year can be very stressful, and we're bombarded by people and media telling us that we must create the perfect Christmas and the perfect Christmas meal and the perfect Christmas gifts. But really, it's just one day. And I'd rather have a perfect day like this one, I walked on the beach, talked to my partner, spanned some wool, and sat looking at the flickering flames of a real fire. That to me is perfection. And no Christmas present or Christmas meal will ever match up. Well, what a difference a day makes. It is beautiful blue sky, a little bit cold, not too cold, but no rain. Fabulous. So I am off to do the last big shop before Christmas. So I've got various things ordered that will be arriving for Christmas. Well, just before Christmas for kind of food. But it's last supermarket shop before the festivities begin. Well, that was a very busy trip to the supermarket, and the light is now fading. I'm not going to have any time to do any fibre prep because the light's going to go. I mean, I might do a bit of spinning by the fire again tonight because I still have got some fibre made up. But actually, I think it might be a knitting evening this evening. I've got my apron on to start in the kitchen. I have a separate apron for kitchen stuff and for kind of fibre art stuff. I don't like to mix the two in case you've kind of got sheepy bacteria on the wool. I mean, once it's been washed and everything, no, it hasn't. But because I do prep from raw, there's always that possibility you might have a few stray bacteria. So I don't really want to eat them. So yes, different apron on, and I'm going to make a start on the gravel axe. And if you've not had gravel axe, then it is a type of cured salmon. It's not smoked salmon. I believe it's Norwegian. I think it's Norwegian. It's certainly Scandinavian. And you make a salt and sugar cure to draw out the water. Then once that's kind of firmed up all the salmon, and you use a kind of side of salmon, and so you draw it all the water, the side of salmon, then rinse it off, let it dry a bit, then put a lovely layer of Dijon mustard, and then lots and lots of dill, and then you slice it really thinly and sort of have it with lemon and a little bit of, well, I mean, I'll have it with wholemeal bread, but you could have it with biscuits or whatever. Whatever your choice is. So we make a side each year, and we sort of have a side that is for Christmas, and then because we have people coming after Christmas in the new year, I'll make another side for the people who are coming at New Year. And I have contemplated showing you the process, but it's a couple of days in the making, and I'm starting to slip into this channel being about food because I suppose that's what I've been doing recently, and it really isn't supposed to be about food. So yeah, I might show you bits and pieces. Probably not in this video because it's getting towards the time when I need to start putting this video out really. Anyway, I'm going to share a couple of bits I got I spent spent a terrifying amount of money. £109. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that's kind of double what we normally spend in a week. But that's also lots of things for our guests coming in the new year. So it's kind of spread out over kind of quite a period, plus obviously the weekly shop on top of that. And also I got a few little stocking fillers. So chocolate money. I mean, you've just got to have chocolate money in a stocking, haven't you? And then there was a Christmas mug, and I kind of liked it, so I've got a Christmas mug. And then I've got various other silly things like tangerines and walnuts and things, which will go in the Christmas stocking for my dearly beloved. And then the little doggy has a Christmas stocking as well. But I have to make sure that she doesn't get near any of these, because she'd much rather have these than what she's got in her stocking. But I could well do without a trip to the vet. Anyway, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, because, as I say, the light's going and I need to start doing food prep. So I will see you tomorrow.